Hello and welcome to week 5 in History of Psychology, and we enter into a closely related chapter to the last chapter. Now we're looking at structuralism, and we're going to be doing a little bit of that introspection thing again, but a lot of what you're introduced to in this particular chapter has to do with the work of Titchener, and the discussions that we have to do with his work. So first off, a little bit of historical critical thinking about the seeming conflict that exists or existed in Titchener's mind about women in psychology. On one hand, he was actively promoting women in psychology. On the other hand, he was excluding them from his club. So these two things happening at the same time at the sort of juncture at which women were starting to become part of the world of psychology. How do you do that? What does that mean that these historical figures could hold these two sets of values simultaneously in their head and be okay with it? Just have a discussion about that. The next one is sort of an activity. It's something that I would do in the classroom, and I'm going to have you do it in a discussion format, and that is to take an everyday object and go full tilt on describing that object in the way individuals looking at structuralism, trying to understand the mental components that make up the thought process and consciousness and identity and all of those things, describing things in minute detail to try and convey something very vague and complex to somebody else. Now it's interesting, I have this, I'm not even sure why this is on my desk, but this a little nut from a bolt. If I was going to describe this, I could write a couple pages about this, just describing each little piece kind of thing. So it's kind of an exercise in attention to detail, specific language that you'd want to use in order to convey that. Have fun with that one. Add to it, even if you want, if you think of some other things that are so it's kind of a different sort of discussion. Not really going to be, I haven't been really looking at, you've been doing fine with the responses to each other, but you can just, praise each other's work on this particular one. And so that's it for this week. Just those two discussions. One on Titchener's seemingly internal conflict on the role of women in psychology, and then this exercise in intense, focused description of an object. The kind of practice that those in the structuralism school of thought engaged in. So that's it for this week. Hope you enjoy the content. Have a great week. Take care, and I will see you next time.